Hi Sagittarius, this is your astrology forecast for May 2016. Thank you for joining me. First and foremost, this is for Sun sign Sagittarius, then it's for rising sign Sagittarius, and thirdly, if your moon is in Sagittarius, then this also applies to you. Okay, so two of your personal planets are in retrograde this month, Sagittarius. The first of which is Mercury, which is in retrograde from the 28th of April through until the 22nd of May. Retrograde is when the planet appears to be going backwards and its energy is somewhat stifled and more difficult. It's in Taurus in your 6th house, so the way that's going to come across in your life is that you're going to find that your daily commute to work is more difficult, or the time you spend at work seems more slow and things don't seem to be going forward as quickly as they usually would. The way to work with this is to use this time as a spring clean, to sort out things which you don't have time to sort out when you're really busy, and to really kind of organize the files and get everything sorted out. Again, if you're retired, apply that information to yourself and whatever it is you're working on. From the 17th of April to the 29th of June, Mars is in retrograde in your sign in your 1st house. So Mars is desire. It's what you're driving yourself to achieve, and because it's in retrograde and it's in your sign, it's going to affect you particularly strongly. So you're going to feel somewhat flat. You're going to feel like your plans are really difficult to achieve, and I think a little bit, it feels like you're spinning your wheels a little bit, so there is potential for you to get frustrated. Again, the way to work with that is to have some sort of creative outlet, which means that you don't have to, run around the world and feel like everything has to be super fast moving. But as long as you have that fire burning within, which you do anyway, and you express that in some sort of creative way, you can really give that an outlet. On the 1st of May, there's a grand trine in Earth, and that grand trine sticks around pretty much for the whole month, okay? It connects Pluto in your 2nd, Jupiter in your 10th, and the Sun in Taurus in your 6th. So you are the most lucky, fortuitous sign when it comes to work in May 2016. You get 10 out of 10 for career. The ability to put in action and to have that action blessed by the good luck, good fortune of Jupiter means that you create great things, which even if you think, okay, I'm going to do something and it could go well, not only is it going to go well, it's going to exceed your expectations. You are diligent, you're practical, and because it feels like time is standing still and slowing, when you go to work, you can actually get a lot more done, and you can transform your finances, okay? I really want to emphasize that, Sagittarius, that this is the month when you can change your finances for good. If you feel like you're gnawing on a poverty stick, you can really kind of change that around for good and really breathe new life into your finances as a result of your work. It's really very liberating for you. On the 2nd of May, Venus is at 2 degrees of Taurus in your 6th house. On the 3rd of May, it's at 4 degrees. 2 degrees is about cooperation, 4 degrees is about security and structure. And obviously it's a 3 degrees somewhere in the middle of that, which is expression, okay? So that is your love for your work. You love what you're doing, you feel like you're in the right place at the right time, you have security, you have stability, and you can really give everything, even if it's a job that may not be the dream job, you can totally feel aligned with it and do absolutely everything that you have to offer, and that is going to transform your career. So if you are an artist but you're working in an accountancy firm, by putting everything into it, you can either be recognized by the boss who has an opening somewhere else, or within yourself you can feel the freedom to actually pursue something you really want to do. However it looks, it's going to be very, very positive and liberating for you. On the 4th of May, a grand trine in fire appears, and again it's an area of talent and ease and success. It connects Saturn, your moon, and your rising. Saturn has been in your sign for a while, okay? And this time with the retrograde Mars right next to it, it gives you a sense of solidity and self-reliance. When it connects with this moon, On the 4th, if you take a trip out, or if you go somewhere where you haven't been before, you exude a certain confidence and a sense of, I'm in the right place at the right time. There's great potential for you to meet someone who could absolutely light up your life and who you could become totally enamored with and fall in love with. So 10 out of 10 for romance on the 4th of May. And already we're 4 days into the month and you've already had 2 fabulous themes here in this month. And remember that grand trine in Earth that gives you that ability to really work and create something fabulous is there all month. So you really have good luck when it comes to your work all month. On the 5th of May, the moon conjuncts the midheaven. Your moon is in Aries, so it's about taking action, and the midheaven now joins your 6th house. So if you take action in your working life, you can really achieve what you're trying to achieve. You can get things done. Sometimes things elude us, sometimes things are impossible. They're very within your grasp, within your reach, and you can achieve what you want to achieve. On the 6th, the new moon occurs, which pulls in Taurus energy. The new moon is when the moon is totally black, and it's like a vacuum cleaner. It sucks energy in. And Taurus is the sign of the bull. It's money, it's physicality, it's work, it's labor. It pulls that into your 6th house of work, okay? Everything about you is energized and completely focused and aligned with the work that you do. You're going to be anyone's dream employee. You're going to be the dream boss, because what you put your hand to, you have the Midas touch. And this first week is a joy and a blessing to behold when it comes to your work. Remember that grand trine is there all month. So a day like this, the new moon, is a heightened state within that good luck framework. On the 7th of May, the sun and the moon, they move away from each other. And remember, Mercury is retrograding, so that kind of retrogrades in between those two. And it's in retrograde, so it's a little bit like, oh, I don't get it, okay? Communication, it makes things more difficult. So if there is going to be a problem getting to work, or if the phones go down, or if the computer systems mess up, it's going to be on the 7th. That's a day to have a backup plan, to either have a bus schedule or to have a laptop, because something traditionally Mercury retrograde is likely to happen. Okay, so let's look at the 9th. On the 9th of May, Jupiter goes direct. Jupiter is the planet of good luck and good fortune. It's an outer planet, so it moves very, very slowly, okay? And it spends about half a year in retrograde each year. So it is kind of significant that this outer planet is moving direct today, because the good luck, the good fortune that it exudes becomes heightened, and even more, it's in Virgo. So as long as you take practical action in your career life, you will get great results. That's where your good luck appears in May, Sagittarius. It appears in your working life, not in your spirituality sector, not in officialdom, not in communication. You're a real talent when it comes to your career. On the 10th of May, the moon starts to trine Neptune. The moon is in the 8th house of officialdom, other people, and the other side, and Neptune is in the 4th house in Pisces. So I actually think that this is a wonderful day for you to get in touch with one of your ancestors who's passed on. Could be a relative who's passed on, and get a real sense of nurturing from them. So if you have, if one of your loved ones passed away and you feel like you never were able to say what you wanted to say, either do a meditation and contact them yourself if you feel confident and able to do that. Otherwise, go see a medium or something like that if it's of interest to you. The veil is very thin when it comes to family matters, and you're really able to get a sense of nurture and support and love in that sector. Okay, so let's move forward then. On the 12th of May, there's a T-square that forms in your chart. It's Jupiter opposing Neptune. And the energy, the friction here, builds between your career and your family, and it combines with Saturn in your sign of Sagittarius in your first. Okay, so basically you have strong designs what you're trying to do with your family. You have strong designs of what you want to do with your career. You have a choice today, and really it's totally up to you. If you feel like you want to look at the spiritual side with family, either this thing I just mentioned just now, connecting with people from the other side, or even going to church with your kids, or you want to leave that behind because you think it's fine and it's all going well, and you really want to use the day to perfect something in your career, in your work, if you take action in either one of those areas, you're going to come out with a great result. So really the choice is absolutely yours. You have so many blessings, you can even choose from your blessings. On the 13th of May, the moon is in Leo and it's on the Ascendant, and that's in your 9th. This is a great day to travel. It's a great day to learn something new, and to really learn something new or to discover something new, which puts you in the position of being the star. Okay? Your knowledge, your experience will put you in the spotlight, in the center of things where you can really shine. So look out for opportunities to learn, look out for opportunities to travel, to move around, to discover something new. It will really enrich you and make you even more of a public figure. On the 14th of May, the moon is now in Virgo. It's moved on into your 10th house, and it starts to square Saturn in your first. You're able now to absolutely be very detail oriented and to put in place everything that you need that gets you to where you want to go. So think of it like Aladdin in the Cave of Wonders, okay? So you've got the lamp in this island of lava, and Aladdin is on the other side, and you've got these stepping stones. This 3-day period between the 14th to 17th of May, you can place each one of those stones so you can get to your goal and get the lamp, so to speak, and really achieve the goal. So this is all about planning, and it's about putting practical things in place. So I want to work for the UN, okay? I've decided that. So from the 14th to 17th, I'm going to get the CV together. I'm going to find out who to send the CV to. I'm going to look at what job openings they've got and how I can get into this building, because that's my dream. Practical actions that you take during this 3-day period are going to result in something wonderful at the end of it. Then on the 17th, Mars begins to oppose the Sun, and that opposition remains until the end of the month, until the end of May. Okay, so Mars is still in retrograde in your first, causing a lack of movement forward. The Sun directly opposes it in Taurus in your 6th house. Basically, focus on what you have to do, focus on what you're being asked to do, don't question it, and just try and do it. You may feel like there's a lack of energy. Mars and its retrograde motion is kind of detracting from the light and the energy of the Sun. Okay, so things start to slow a little bit and start to get a bit more challenging. Just focus on what you're supposed to do, and that's why it's good to put things into place, because all you need to do now is follow those things that have been put in place and put the left foot in front of the right foot and do what's already been designed and planned, and then things will turn out well for you as well. Excuse me, I'm eating a fisherman's friend for my throat. I just got stuck in the side of my mouth. Okay, there we go, it's fine again. Excuse me. Okay, so on the 18th, the moon then begins to oppose Uranus. Uranus is now in Aries in your 5th house. So there's desire and a focus on love and relationships. The moon in Libra is, there's an opportunity here on the 8th to meet someone in a romantic, who's going to be a potential romantic partner via a friend. So if you're single, let your friends know, because they may know someone, or they may be able to liaise to really set you up with someone that could end in a really positive romantic situation, okay? So that's the first time really, I think the area of romance has come up here, and that's the best day for you so far in May for romance and relationships. Okay, next day, the 19th, the rising sign begins to square the Sun and Venus, which are in your 6th house. And this is a distinctly positive day where you can feel inspired to move country even. I think you're really going to see the fruits of your labor in May, that you've been putting the work in, the effort in. And I think that leads to some sort of work accolade where people really recognize your achievement. And I think some sort of window opens that could potentially show you a different location that you could ultimately end up working in. It reminds me of a friend of mine. He's got a PhD in I don't know, something ecological, something like earth science or something, and he works as an engineer. And one of his things is when he gets to a certain level, he can actually request a transfer to Hong Kong, which is always something he's wanted to do. So it's that kind of thing. It's success and the potential to really expand and move forward in a different direction, especially when it comes to location. On the 21st, the full moon occurs, and that's in Sagittarius in your 12th house, right on top of your rising sign, okay? So this full moon is your full moon. It's a culmination of self. So this is really an ideal month for you to come into your own, power, to come into your own strength, spiritually, work-wise, relationship-wise. By being yourself, you can really achieve a lot of the things that you have in mind to achieve, and the world's your oyster. So show up for this month, get involved with every little thing you can get involved with. The outcome is so positive and so likely to be beneficial that you'd be a fool not to do as much as you can. Okay, on the 22nd of May, Mercury goes direct. It's been in retrograde, goes direct now in your 6th house of work. Things start to speed up again. And any kind of miscommunications will fall away, things will be much easier. And the timing also feels like things are speeding up as well. On the 23rd of May, the moon starts to conjunct Saturn. All of those are now in your 1st house, in your sign of Sagittarius. You feel very much at ease within yourself. This is a great day to just rest on your laurels, to just kind of look back over the month and say, listen, this is what great things you've achieved. You're going to feel a real sense of ease and comfort within yourself. The 23rd of May is a Monday, so that's a really nice way to start the week. Really, really positive. On the 24th, Venus goes into Gemini. Venus is the planet of love and beauty. In Gemini now, in your 7th house, you start to have a real love for communication, for communicating with all people, colleagues, friends, family, lovers, anybody, and you really become much chattier and become very curious and interested in everyone around you and the things they have to say. You're a very positive person to be around this month. On the 26th, a T-square occurs in your chart. Saturn begins to oppose the Sun, and they form a triangle with Neptune. So Saturn in your 1st, the Sun in your 7th, sense of confidence and ease within yourself, combined with this interest and curiosity about other people, really lead you to a place where you can be very nurturing and helpful, and also you can enjoy a great understanding and two-way kind of dialogue with people in your family that you don't usually get on with. So it's a kind of suspension of the barriers that are usually in place. And that's really a big theme for the whole month, that things, like literally things are just opening up for you and you can achieve things that you couldn't under normal circumstances. So it's really very positive. On the 28th of May, Mars goes into Scorpio, so it retrogrades over the rising sign into your 12th house in Scorpio. And that's going to make you feel somewhat like you're starting to navel gaze a little bit, to look at the negative stuff. And you could possibly even look at your negative feelings when it comes to religion or religious institutions, and you could kind of mull that over and just say, oh, I really don't like the way they do this. So, for instance, if the Pope comes out and tells people in Africa not to use condoms because it's a sin or something, and you've got a problem with that, it could really trigger off the resentment that you've got towards organized religion. So just be aware of that. very out of the blue. And then on the 29th, 30th, and 31st of May, you finish the month with a Grand Cross in the chart, connects that Mars, that sense of frustration, with your total focus on work, your interest in other people and current events and affairs, and then also your desire to be of help to your family. So try and do one thing at a time, okay? Do work. I think the 29th is a Monday again, is it? No, 29th is a Sunday, okay? Spend Sunday with family, enjoy that, talk to them how much the Pope irritates you. Then on Monday, go into work, really focus, clear everything out, get everything sorted, speak to people, and just kind of order things and do one thing at a time. Don't psych yourself out or get yourself to a point where you feel overwhelmed with things, okay? So that's your month of May. I hope that's given you something to go on. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. This is a forecast for all Sagittarius, okay? So for people born during that 30-day period. A private reading is going to be based on your place of birth, your date of birth, and your time of birth. It's going to be much more specific. So order your reading on my website. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you next month for your Sagittarius forecast. And I'm also here on the channel for your daily tarot reading, so have a look at that. Have a great May, and I'll speak to you soon.